Welcome back to Stooge Stream. This is Making an Impact, your weekly Impact Wrestling review / recap show. We're looking at the episode of Impact that aired on the 16th of November 2017. I am your host, The Stooge. What are you doing?
Wait, just stand still. I'm taking a selfie. What filter do you want?
No, what are you doing?
I'm taking a selfie.
Why?
I don't know. Just, for the hell of it.
What are you trying to get fired?
I don't know. It seems to work for other people. Anyway, let me just post that. And we're done.
Okay. See, other people take selfies with their friends, not a picture of their dick.
But my dick is majestic.
I don't want to know.
Alright, up to you. Your loss.
Alright, this episode of Impact starts with Petey Williams, Eli Drake promo package. They are having a match for the Global Championship in our main event tonight. I am looking forward to this. It's the Canadian Destroyer versus the Gravy Train.
I thought you were going to say all of Canada versus Eli Drake.
Oh, we'll get to that. That promo happens a little bit later. First match of the evening is a 6-man X Division tag team match. It's Ishimori teaming up with Caleb Conley and Trevor Lee.
Interesting.
Versus Sanjay Dutt, Desmond Xavier, and Garza Jr. Another interesting mix.
Not as interesting as the first mix.
Well, actually, I'll give you that because Ishimori, it's like pick the odd man out. Ishimori, who's a face. The crowd pop for in the heel team.
I don't know. I just like the first mix. They seem to have the better dynamic than the, B team.
Okay. Well, speaking of dynamic, I thought everyone in this match had a fantastic dynamic with a great X Division performance coming from everyone. Desmond Xavier looked fantastic. Someone, again, every time we see him, he's just better and better and better.
Yeah, no, you're very wooed by him lately.
What?
You're very wooed by him?
Absolutely, because he's that good. Ishimori, who we've only seen a little bit of in Impact, and myself and the Knockout have seen a little bit of from Japan. Great competitor, and just does some stuff for...
I want to know the story behind that mask, though.
I don't know.
Why is he number 6?
I don't know. You'll have to look it up and find out.
Or
someone let us know in the comments.
Was he born that day?
On the 6th.
Yes.
I don't know. Caleb Conley, who... Again, somebody who just impresses you every time you see him. Sanjay Dutt, just an absolutely reliable hand in the X Division who can pull out a fantastic performance at the drop of a hat.
Can't disagree, though.
And Garza Jr., who can do more with one arm than most people can do with both.
Yeah. Take notes, WWE.
Yeah, some of the spots that he was doing, it's like... Dude literally is fighting with it. This is a one-armed man.
I feel like something was said in the backstage, like, one of the producers on the come to him, like, you right to wrestle, dude? Like, you do have an injured shoulder or whatever, Like, no, I'm fine. It's just a little tweak. I can wrestle.
Yeah, moves his arm around a bit. So
yeah, it's fine. Then he goes out there and they're like, he goes out there and he's only using one arm. And they're like, what the hell? Again! We can't keep trusting him, but... Whatever.
He's so good.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed this. I thought this was a great way to open the show. Some fast-paced action. It does end with the final flash. Desmond Xavier's spinning moonsaulty top rope 720 thing onto Caleb Conley, who was taking a lot of the bumps in this match. And that's the end. The pin, the face team of Sanjay Dutt, Desmond Xavier, and Garza Jr. take the opening match.
Not a great start, but whatever.
We have an O.V.E. promo.
See, told you, not a great start.
Okay, yeah, that put a damper on things.
It was a big damper.
But to fix it, we had Fallah Bahh versus EC3 in a grand championship match. Now, normally, I hate these matches. But this one was actually pretty good.
EC3 is making this title relevant again.
I think so, because he's having great matches.
Yeah.
So this went very differently to what you think. Fallah Bahh is a big sumo wrestler. He's a huge guy.
And we've only seen him in tag team matches, if you recall.
That's right, yeah.
With that equation.
Mario Bokura.
Oh, okay.
So you'd think that somebody his size would burn out very quickly. And I think they kind of played into that because in the opening round he was super fast and athletic and just kicked the crap out of EC3. But then that didn't end for the whole rest of the match, though. He was still working at that pace the whole way through. He did some great moves as well. That counter body splash, standing body splash was great. Big dude. And he
Surprisingly, he can move around for a big dude.
Yeah, he can move for somebody that really shouldn't be able to move.
There's someone that looked like he's about to have a heart attack anytime soon.
Yeah, he kicks ass. Really enjoyed it. EC3, of course, is EC3 and put on a spectacular show. And the match went with round 1 to Fowler, round 2 to EC3.
Well deservedly, I should say.
Yeah, I give you that. Round 3 was very 50-50 until EC3 pulled out the pin with his feet on the ropes, though, because that's what it took to pin somebody that size.
I wouldn't say it took him that. Like, it was the opportunity arose and he took it.
Look, I'm even going to side with you on this one and say, like, if it was me in there with somebody that size, I'd have my feet on the top ropes. I'd have somebody holding my feet above the top and pin that guy's ass because he is huge. Imagine trying to hold that dude's shoulders down. He coughs and his shoulders are coming off the mat.
Yeah, true. So yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, so I'm agreeing with you for once. Feels weird, doesn't it?
It
doesn't
weird.
feel right.
I don't like it. Have you been reading my book?
No, absolutely.
Then why are you agreeing with me?
No,
Alright.
then we didn't. No.
Okay. Are you sure you want? I can
Absolutely.
give you like, well, because I have the original copy. I can give you like printout.
No, that's fine.
Are you sure?
Thank you. Yep.
Your loss.
Yeah, no, not
You
interested.
don't want to be enlightened?
Anyway, next up we had L.A.X. versus O.V.E. in a 6-man tag team match, the second of the evening.
There's a lot of 6-mans
A
going.
lot of 6-mans.
I love it. Give me more men.
This match was actually pretty good. Of course, it's L.A.X. side of things that, was holding the match up. There's absolutely no question in that. The crowd were, again, completely dead for O.V.E., but chanting for L.A.X. There was a, this is awesome chant, but again, I'm pretty sure that was aimed at L.A.X.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't aimed at the angry uncle and the 2 dropkick, nephews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they look like, eh?
That's definitely what they look
Yeah.
like. The angry uncle that
Who just got out of jail.
who got out of jail and is forced by his sister, who has 2 dropkick kids, to hang out with him because she's doing her own thing on
He's
the
like,
side.
fine, you can come wrestle with me.
Fine, your mum can go be a whore. Well, yeah, I do the wrestling thing with me. Like,
But it does look like
Yeah, it
that.
does look. It definitely does. You reckon we should write a sitcom about them?
No, because then they'd be in a sitcom.
No, we'll use other actors, obviously. Like, I'll get
No.
George Clooney to
No,
play.
nothing to do with them.
But George Clooney can
No.
play.
Anyway, this match was actually good. I kind of enjoyed it. LAX, again, they're always great. They can hold up their end and make the other people look great. There was a bit of back and forth, but in the end, LAX with the Gringo Killer wins the match. But I think the winning shot of the match was actually Ortiz beating Sammy Callahan with a chair from inside the
Can
ring.
I just say Ortiz has actually got quarterback history behind him? That's why he threw that chair so perfectly and pinpointed Angry Uncle's freaking head.
Oh, dude, he'd have to. Like, if you can throw a chair that well, put him on a football field, dude, he will, get a ball across the entire
100%,
field.
man.
He beamed him. He just, he's concussion time.
Yeah.
Beamed him. It was great.
It was funny.
That was the best bit of the match, though.
By the way, if you see that rumbling, that wasn't me. That was the cats.
Yeah, you might hear that sometimes.
Yeah. Don't think I'm doing anything weird.
Next up, we had Daddy MMA hits the ring. Cuts a great promo.
As always.
Daddy MMA cuts an amazing promo.
He's
Dude. He knows how to
inspiring.
get heat.
He's inspiring to watch.
Yeah.
I actually teared up a little bit. I'm not going to lie when he was going off.
He's good. Like, he really, really does know how to get heat.
That was a tearjerker moment. I'm not going to lie.
He wants Lashley's released as promised. If they
Yeah.
won the match, he's supposed to get his release. He's the heel that speaks the truth.
I don't see any, problem with that. He's
Well-
asking for his fighter's release.
Moose has a problem with that because he's like, it took 6 of you to beat me. I'm not happy with it. I'm going to beat Daddy's ass. And
Again.
Moose tries to work out his daddy issues. Doesn't work out too well for him because the rest of MMA come out and jump him.
What does he think is going to happen when he bashes someone that owns an UFC promotion?
That owns MMA.
Yeah, owns MMA pretty much.
I know.
Yeah. Like
Like-
what did he think is going to happen?
Idiot.
Yeah.
Well, He thought he had some backup, and he did in the Cowboy James Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry
Was
about
it?
MMA's damn luck, because they got cleaned out with one of them. Baby MMA takes a brutal bottling to the head. And then just has to lie there and pretend to be unconscious while James Storm completely goes into business for himself.
I was about to say you abbreviated on the helped the moose out because I'm pretty sure he went in there and only helped himself out.
Yeah, well, he cleaned house first. He's like, there you go, my turn. And just went into business for himself for a good 5 minutes talking about how much he loved wrestling. And you can see Moose just standing there going, what's going on?
Mm-hmm. Uncomfortable to watch.
Oh, it was great. And the MMA's just standing there like, do we just sit here and take this? Like, what's going on? Like, he literally went into business for himself. It was brilliant. And you could see production is like, what do we do? And someone's like, just fucking put a close-up on him. He's not going to stop.
It was pretty funny.
It's good. We see the return of a house favorite here, KM.
Biff, Cam, part of the
He's back.
family.
He wants to join MMA.
Yeah, he's pissed off.
They said if you want in, go prove yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to see Biff doing something next week.
Hopefully, I really want to see more of KM. I love that guy.
Eli Drake's backstage with Chris Adonis and Interview Bot. He is just an amazing promo. Like, just watch him. You can watch him talk for hours. He is a great promo.
Mm-hmm. He literally, like, some of the stuff he says, like when he, like, you know, when he goes off on his rambles and stuff, like the way he says and stuff too, like, you know, a lot of other people when they ramble on and stuff, it's like, all right, get over it, you know, we heard you say like you're the greatest, blah blah. But the fact that he does it so well, it's like, no, keep going. I want you go for another 5-10 minutes.
More.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
What else you got?
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like, exactly. It's not. You get what I'm saying? It's not like when he does it, it's like, all right, get over yourself, move on. It's the fact that, like, he's so good at it that I want him to keep continuing. It's like, no, keep chewing my ear off, please. As you said it before, like, we can watch a whole hour of him just going, blah, 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 dummy, blah, 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 blah,
So
dummy.
good. Because everything the blah 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 you're saying is just brilliant.
Yeah.
But usually you're like, okay, so someone comes out, it's blah 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 catchphrase, I challenge you, blah blah blah.
And you pop on the catchphrase and that's it. And then you go, oh, that's good. Like, see with James Storm.
He
went
drops
on.
like 15 catchphrases, but that's not the point. Like, he's just so good that in between you're paying more attention to than the dummy and the what is it, the half-wit, and all the rest of it. And like, he's so good. He's just so good.
It's an inspiration.
Now, you mentioned it before.
What?
And we got a whole promo package of it.
What?
Petey Williams is Canada.
I'm telling you, dude. He is, like, literally all of Canada. And as I say, you know, me being the leader of the Cult of Banks, pretty much all of Canada is in Cobb.
What?
Most of Canadians, they're Cobb people.
You can't just claim an entire country.
Petey Williams did.
No, Petey Williams is the representation of that country. He is Canada.
Yeah, and he is a fan of Cobb. So, yeah, hence my point. All of Canada, or most of Canada, is part of Cobb.
I'm not indulging you.
Okay.
So, but this promo package really was like, look at him carrying the flag, look at him in his Canadian gear, look at him in carrying the flag, look at him doing a Canadian destroyer, look at him in his Canadian gear.
With the national anthem playing behind him.
Yeah. He is Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we had Ali and Gail backstage, and Ali just marks out for Gail Kim.
Such a mark.
That was pretty much all that happened there.
Mm-hmm.
She just marked out.
I feel like Gail forced her to do that. She's like, make sure you tell me how great I am.
No, I think like Gail's like, just come in and ask me a question, blah, blah, blah. And she just comes out and is like, I love you so much. You're the greatest artist.
Actually, yeah, probably that more likely happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Gail's like, okay, we'll go with that. Gail gets a lifetime promo package, basically wrapping up her whole career, showing you from the beginning till now.
I feel like they should have showed that after, you know, her speech.
Yeah, that should have been afterwards.
Not beforehand, because then he sort of just gave it away. But
Yeah,
whatever.
like,
you know, you
oh,
should
cool. Gail's retiring.
Yay.
That's what the big announcement is. But it was a really nice promo package showing like her career highlights and stuff.
It was.
Yeah, I have to admit, they did a good job putting that together.
It almost pulled at my heartstrings.
You have heartstrings?
They're very dark.
Okay.
And black, yeah. Actually, pretty liquidy. You want to see it?
No.
Are you sure? I
No.
can show you. Like if
No,
I touch.
I'm good.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Up to you.
So Gail comes out. Ali joins her in the ring with JB. Gail retires, gives up the title, gives a really nice speech.
About fucking time. Am I right?
What?
Woo!
No.
Wait, isn't that what we saw?
This is a sad day for wrestling when one of the greatest competitors of all times has left the ring forever.
You mean
She leaves a huge legacy behind her, having created a division for her. The women's revolution that people talk about in the other company, the WW's ones, that started in TNA Impact Wrestling 13 years ago. It was there where women were allowed to wrestle and have great matches. Last year they made a big deal, could have even been this year, they made a big deal about the women being able to main event a Raw recently. Gail main evented Impact like 9-10 years ago.
on a regular basis?
Yeah, it's
actually a regular occurrence.
it happened
happening
like
in
a
Impact.
couple of weeks ago.
No, not even with Gail. Like with other female
Yeah.
wrestlers that we see. We've seen great main events with the knockouts. You know what I mean?
We have, and for years, the Knockouts division has been the bastion of women's wrestling. The last hope that we had that we'd be able to accept.
Yeah, I like that reference.
You like it?
Yeah, that was a cute little reference.
The hope that we had that women's wrestling would be accepted on TV, on national and international scale. And now it's a common thing. Now you look at it and you're like, well, of course, isn't this the way it's always been? No, it started with Gail Kim.
Yeah. Oh, I can agree that she paved the way. But it's time for the dusty old head to go. Move along. You know what I mean? You get it? Let the
we
new
can't even
generation...
have a nice moment. We can't even have a nice
Let the
moment.
new generation come in, you know? You get what I'm saying? Or people like Sienna, and I don't know, I'm not dropping names, but...
Well, it is a great opportunity and a new start for the Knockouts division.
Yeah, let's agree on that.
some new
It's a
superstars,
fresh
yeah.
new start.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we had Joseph Park arriving backstage. Everyone's having dinner. He sits down. They all leave except for Grado. Joseph looks a little messed up, a little shaggy. Hasn't shaved for a bit. It's going a bit grey in the beard.
Yeah. He's trying to blame Abyss for it too.
Yeah, but he's like, at the same time, he now knows he's Abyss. And he's like, so we're never, ever going to see
So
Abyss
is
again
this the
in
first
wrestling.
time he's self-acknowledged that he's...
Yeah, that
no,
he is
he's
Abyss, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And he gives Grado his visa, which would have been helpful had they been in America, but unfortunately a Mounties there, works out that Grado's there illegally and deports him.
I love how the Mountie came up and approached Grado nicely too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, is your name Grado, sir?
I'm part of the Royal Mountie...
The Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
We've been informed that you're an illegal immigrant. Come with me.
And deports him. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So yeah, Grado's deported.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I'm not high-fiving you.
What? You never high-five
I'm not high-fiving you over Grado getting deported, dude.
Why? It's a funny thing.
No. The hand away. Put
what?
it away. Down. Down, boy.
Whatever, dude. You'll high-five me one day and it'll be awesome.
And we mentioned it at the beginning of the show.
Wait, before we continue on to the main event, how come you haven't complimented on my robe?
Why would you want to explain?
Dude, look at my nice new shiny robe.
No.
What, you're not going to compliment it?
No, I'm not going to compliment
Dude, I
because
wore
I
it
will encourage
literally.
you.
I wore it for the show.
Why are you Ric Flairing me?
I'm not Ric Flairing you. I want you to appreciate...
Peacocking in a fucking shiny robe.
But I want you to appreciate it. That's all.
No. Moving on. We mentioned it, or you mentioned it at the head of the show.
Mm-hmm.
The man famous for a selfie,
Hey.
Jimmy Jacobs, is here.
Oh, I was...
Not you. It won't ever be you.
Oh, what? I thought you were going to...
Any reference is not going to be you.
I thought you were teeing it up.
No, just to let you know in advance. Anytime I'm teeing up a reference, the answer is never you.
I thought it's always 90%
you.
me.
The answer will never be you.
Are you sure it's not me?
Absolutely.
But you always look at me...
100%.
Okay. Fine.
It's Jimmy Jacobs. He's on commentary. He's going to be there for our main event.
Mm-hmm.
He's friends with the Bullet Club.
Yep. So am I.
What? No, you're not.
I am.
skipping this conversation.
No, I'll show you the messages I had with him.
No, it's Petey Williams versus Eli Drake. Eli is, of course, accompanied by Chris Adonis.
Oh.
This is for the global title.
Mm-hmm.
It's Eli versus Canada.
Yeah, that's right. It is. It pretty much is.
So the crowd's been mediocre tonight.
Mm-hmm. Even the paid ones?
Even the paid ones.
Come on, you gotta give me that one.
All right.
Hey!
So until Petey Williams came out, they kind of sparked up a little bit. But when he did his Canadian anthem bit, the Step on the Nuts anthem, the crowd just woke up.
Yeah, literally, they're like, oh, okay. It's like some switch happened on them. Like, people on their phones and everything, and as soon as they heard that, they're like, oh, no. Like, hand on heart.
Yep, they stopped for a second. And again, there was a little bit of a lull. This match was great, though. Petey and Eli have some amazing chemistry in the ring.
I gotta say, I don't really like the whole X Division style. Like, I've said it many times, I'm a great advocate for it. But I like seeing an X Division guy go up against, heavyweight
competitor. Because the styles are so different.
But they, like, when it's done right, they mesh so perfectly.
There was a great spot as well where he went for the Canadian Destroyer. Eli pushed him off. He turned it into a sharpshooter. And once Eli's out of it, you hear him on camera. Like, the camera was just a touch too close, and you hear him go, "God damn, sharpshooter got over in Canada." Because the crowd exploded for the sharpshooter.
Yeah, they did.
Even, like, paid crowds who don't know anything about wrestling know Bret Hart and the sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Because he is Canada too.
Yeah, true.
He was Canada.
He
now
was
Petey
on,
Williams
he was
is
on their
Canada.
flag for a short period of time.
You know, I'd believe that.
No, there was pictures.
Him,
Like, just as him in the position of the sharpshooter, like, but instead of the leaf,
but
it
he's
was
sharpshooting Wayne Gretzky, who's smiling, giving a thumbs up.
No, I was gonna say Abraham Lincoln. Like, he's sharpshooting Abraham Lincoln while Abraham was like looking down, going, "No, I've shamed America."
Eating Tim Hortons.
Yeah, drinking Tim Hortons. Yeah.
So again, though, this was a fantastic match. I really enjoyed it. I thought, as I said, the chemistry between them was amazing. I thought Chris Adonis had some really nice spots, like the outside distraction spots that he does.
Look, I would usually jump on you for that, but the fact that you appreciate that, or you're giving him props, that's cool.
Oh, he flat out cheats, but at the same time, he does it well.
Don't use the C word in front of me,
Oh, he
please.
flat out cheats.
Dude, that's...
Flat out. Should be...
that's
baseball, you're out of here.
Dude, I can't believe you. You might get us, like, unmonetized if you keep using the C word
No,
like that.
flat out cheats. Flat out.
Dude,
But
stop.
he does it well. Does it well. He's punches to the head behind the ref's back.
Do you really want me to bring up the term of what he really does?
What?
Do you really want to bring up what he really does instead of cheating?
He cheats.
No, he doesn't cheat. Don't make me bring it up.
What?
He tactically waits.
Oh, no. I set myself up for that.
He
didn't I?
tactically
I
waits.
set myself up for it.
And
Why do I keep talking when I know what's going to happen?
Well, look, you kept using the C word, and I have to correct you, buddy. He's not using the C. He's using the TW. Am I right?
No, it's cheating.
Well,
But
yeah.
again, I love Chris Adonis' personality. I think they've done a great job with teaming him up with Eli Drake.
And you know what? He doesn't... Look. He doesn't...
Great fashion sense.
Yeah, great. But he doesn't interfere too much.
No, just the appropriate amount. That's why it's good.
Yeah. Like, jokes aside, let's, like, on a serious note, he doesn't have, like, there's some people that, you know, when they're, you know, like a chaperone or something, they might interfere too much or do nothing at all. Whereas,
And they become the story.
yeah, whereas, like, Adonis, it's like, he just knows when to jump in at the right times.
Yeah.
And that's great tactical waiting.
It's,
Sorry, I had to bring that up.
of course you do.
Alright, no worries.
In the end, though, Eli Drake is just a little bit too much. When Petey Williams goes for a Canadian Destroyer, it's counted into a gravy train. 1, 2, 3.
Great
Eli
sequence.
retains his title.
Great sequence.
And Canada is sad that day.
Canada, in a whole, have just lost
Yeah. This will
one of
be
their
like
greatest national treasures.
a national day of mourning going forward.
The day Petey died, even though he did it.
No, the day Petey lost. That's
Yeah.
all it takes.
Yeah. So Petey's committing suicide. No, I'm
No, but again, jokes aside, both of them put in fantastic.
great.
match.
As I said, great work, great match.
Yeah.
Spectacular all overall.
Yeah, I have to give it to them props. All in all, it was a great main
And if
event.
you're gonna ask me for my match of the night, I'm just gonna skip to it right now and tell you that that's my boys right there.
Of course,
Yep.
straight off the bat.
Straight off the bat, the
Yeah.
outcome was great. The match was great, and I got to see Canada fail.
Fickle.
Mm-hmm.
Fickle.
So who was your match of the night?
Well, first I want to give a quick promo shout out to
I know.
James Storm.
Oh,
For
James
going
Storm.
into business for
I
himself.
thought you were going to give it to Daddy MMA again, but no, you gave it
No,
to James
give
Storm.
it to Storm because he loves wrestling, dude. Like,
Yeah.
and he went into business and let us know how much he loves wrestling.
True. Yeah, okay.
And reminded us of what he's done in the industry as well. I think I'm gonna have to give it, for the first time ever, to the Grand Championship match because I've been so uninterested in these matches for so long. But Falabar and EC3 really put on a great match.
trios of matches, yeah.
I would have loved more if this was just like a 10-minute match rather than split up into 3 rounds. But they told a great story in those 3 rounds. And that, again, every time you see Falabar, you have to be impressed because he just does stuff that you're like, how?
No, he proved himself that he's a great singles competitor.
Yeah. And
But
EC3 is
and
always
EC3 is
EC3.
EC3.
Yeah.
He's a god amongst men. You can't say anything about it.
I was just going to say a great competitor and a great professional
No, he's
wrestler,
a god. He's a god amongst men. Look at his body. Like, you don't work out like that. You get chiseled by the gods when you get that body. Like, you can tell by me, I'm also chiseled.
So, what, he got the 8-pack, you got the 1-pack?
Don't tell him on the air what pack I got. What the hell, dude?
And that brings us to the end of another episode of Making an Impact. Before we go, though, thank you to each and every person that takes the time to listen and comment. I'm sorry we didn't have comment of the week this week, but we were just rushed for time and didn't have a chance to go through it. We went straight from the episode of Impact straight into this.
Yeah, no, this global the wrestling network is really handy, isn't it?
It is. Well, dude, we could have watched this 2 days ago as well, but we need to give you guys time.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, we know you're busy with your lives, you know.
Well, that's the whole spoiler thing. I think a live sports event, be it fake or unfake, I'll give you a 2-day buffer. If you don't know what's happened in 2 days, that's your problem.
Yeah, true.
And until next time, I've been your host, The Stooge.
And I'm your leader. Again, G-Banks.
Adventure, excitement. Stooge craves not these things.
Welcome to the cult of Banks.
I just realized that I didn't even intro you properly because you were distracting me with your selfie bullshit
What do you mean?
at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, but I posted it, so it's all worth it at the end. And by the way, do you really think I have a 1-pack?